Hi, my name is Emma and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Newton Abbey, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you so much for joining me today in Emma's Crafty Space. Today I am going to be showing you how to make this beautiful card. It's been made using the Sentimental Park and Petal Park stamp sets, and then this beautiful DSP that actually coordinates with it. It's a beautiful suite. It's a mega suite, as I call it, in that there's two sets of stamps, a set of dies, a punch, DSP, right? You've got your own wee set of gems, and there's also lovely like navy ribbon in it as well. So let's get started and we'll make this beautiful card together. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the DSP that's part of this beautiful suite. You can see there just with a quick flick. You can see the really busy patterns and then the plainer patterns on the back. So that's some of the DSP. Then you have got two stamp sets. One is all images, the other one is a mixture of images and sentiments. These are brilliant because you can actually just compose all your own sentiment, whatever way you want to say it. And then obviously you've got a punch which correlates to these, so you've got your outline and then your colour inner, so it's two-step stamping. And then you also then have all your dies. So the dies are lovely because the tags actually have that lovely stitch detail on them. So I'm going to set these aside and then I'm going to give you some measurements. So I'm just bringing the scoreboard because I know sometimes it's easier just to see on camera where I'm going with the measurements. So the first piece of card, which is your base, so it is thick whisper white. I've done this in, and it is 6 3/4 by 5 7/8, and then I've scored at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 5 1/4, and 6 1/4. Okay, and then I just want you to have a wee look here. So you can see in here that I've scored just straight across. So that is 1/2 inch in to your first score line on both sides. Okay, so keep that to one side. Then you have your front panels. So you've got two of these and they measure 2 inches by 5 7/8. Okay, so two of those. These can be thick basic white or just normal basic white, it's up to you. And then you've got your DSP, which is going to be sized down at 1 7/8 by 5 3/4. Okay, so they will just sit in there. You just see then it's like giving you that nice border all the way around. Again, two of those, so keep those together, set them aside. Another little panel here. So these are 1 1/2 by 5 5/8. Okay, again, two of those in basic white or thick basic white, just depends how thick you want your card to be. And then you're going to have two of these little panels in the DSP to go on top of those, and they're just going to be 1/8 inch down. So these are going to be 1 3/8 by 5 1/2, and again two of those. Okay, we've got these little panels here, two of these again. They are 1 1/2 inches and they're scored at every 1/2 inch by 4 inches. Two of those. So that's like your little mechanism to give you that front floating panel. I've got a belly band here and it is 1 inch by 9 1/4. And then I've got two little tags, which is Label Me Pretty and Label Me Fancy punches. Okay, so they just layer up like that. Then I also have a little collection of flowers that I have stamped and punched out previously, so you can see them there. The pink ones I stamped in Sweet Sorbet onto Petal Pink, and then the blue ones I did Night of Navy on Balmy Blue. These ones here are Mango Melody, and then you've got Shaded Spruce on Shaded Spruce. So they're just ones that I had previously to save me do them again. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you then how to make your card base. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to cut along this score line here. Then you're going to angle it and you're going to go to that top corner. So bring it up to the camera like that. Okay, same on the other side. Cut that way. And then you can go corner to corner. So you get this kind of shape. Okay. Next thing you're going to do is you are going to get your bone folder and you're going to burnish your edges. So they're going to come in to begin with, and then this wee bit here is going to go out. Okay. Same with this side. Bring it in and then go out. So you can see now that's your card base. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get all your pieces of card and you're going to glue them all together. Okay, so you can see your DSP, that what correlates to which one, so they're just going to get glued up. You can use your spreader end of your Tombow for this just to get a nice even thin layer of glue, and it means it doesn't get too wet. It still surprises me that people don't know that there's a spreader end on your Tombow glue, but just makes it very easy to get a nice thin layer of glue, and it means that your DSP and card doesn't get too wet. You get a nice even spread of the glue. It also cuts down your drying time because the glue is not too thick. So this paper is quite busy and quite bold in colours, which I normally don't go for, but I think the Petal pink and the balmy blue subtle colours really kind of tone some of the busier sheets down. So these are going to get stuck here. So the base of this is just slightly smaller than these two panels. So we need to put a bit of glue down here. Again, I'm just using my spreader in because I don't want it being too wet. Okay. So just setting my base down. They overhang very, very slightly. The main thing you need to do is to make sure that everything is straight and that these two front panels meet in the middle. So whenever I set these down, I'll show you what I mean. So these overhang a little bit. I'll lift this up and show you the back. So you can see they just overhang slightly by 1/8 of an inch on each side, and that's just giving you your standard width of a card. Okay, so just giving them a good press down. You can run your burnout and bone fold over it just to make sure that everything's adhered to. Okay. Oh, you stick these DSP ones down as well when you've got your spreader end open. Now I'm going to go with the flory pattern because that polka dot kind of tones it down a bit, the back there. So just sticking these down. And you see there's a nice white border all the way around because we went 1/8 of an inch smaller on all the sides. Just be careful in case your paper's directional. This one isn't too bad. I am kind of looking at it going, this is definitely the right way up. That side looks a bit upside down, but it actually isn't directional, this paper. Just cap that so it doesn't dry. And then you're going to get these two wee pieces in now. First one you're going to, you need to just concertina them or do your valley in your valley folds, so you can see them like that. Same with the other one. Now this is the only kind of complicated thing that you need to get right in this. So this one here, you can see whenever I hold it that way, it looks like a Z. So when it looks like a Z, it's going to go to the left. Okay, so so the one that looks like a Z, I'm going to flip it that way and glue here. And I'll go over this again. This is just so that your panels are going to be floating the right way. Okay, so if you look at that, that's your normal shape Z. So I've glued the bottom. And I'm just going to hold it up like this and stick it to here. Now I'm putting the bottom of this to the bottom of my DSP. I'm just trying to eyeball it, try and get it in the middle there. It doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered by this panel here. I'm just trying my best to get it in the middle there, and it's just up a wee bit slightly from the bottom there. Okay, this one here has to be a backward Z. It has to go in the opposite direction. So if you look at it, that's your normal Z. It needs to go the other way. So you can see the Z looks more like a 2. Okay, so I'm going to glue here. I'll hold it up again to the camera. So when it's going on the right side, it goes the other way. Okay, and again I'm going to the edge of the DSP, going into the middle and just gluing that down. I'll just hold that there a wee second or too. Again, a wee bit of a bone burnish there with your bone folder. It'll just make sure everything's stuck and adhered to, okay? Now a little bit of glue down each, so you can see they're both of the edges are pointing to the outside of the card. Okay, a wee bit of glue here. See, I'm doing this. Again, you could use your spreader end, it's up to you. I'm just using this one because I hadn't capped it. This here has to go flush to the bottom and again in the middle of that panel. So you can see there's the same pink, amount of pink shown on each side, and it has to be flush at the bottom here. So that's why maybe it's a better idea to have a little bit more glue so you have a bit of wiggle space for manoeuvring that into the right position. And again into the middle but flush with the bottom. Okay, so that, I'm just going to let that adhere a minute or two before I start pulling at it. So whenever it opens, it'll open like that, and these will all come out like that. Okay, you can just kind of manipulate them. So whenever you're looking at an aerial view, that's what it looks like. Okay, so now all there is left to do is to decorate it. Belly bands, I always make them slightly bigger, and I don't ever crease them because you might decide to make, I have done thick basic white and then normal basic white for these two. You might decide you want to do all basic white or all thick basic white, so it's going to change your size. So normally I just get a belly band and run it around and make up the creases myself, okay, like that. So I do it like that, and it means then my label is going to cover where they join, okay, and it means then that you can have it as tight or as loose as you want it, because obviously the card, it needs to be able to come open and close. So whenever I'm doing a belly band, I put a bit of glue there and a bit of glue there, and then I just bring the two together, and it means it's glued and secured in both places. Just make sure they're lined up and just hold it a wee second. Okay, just like that. The navy really is lovely in this suite. It just kind of gives a good strong base for all to make all the flowers pop. Okay, and then I am going to put my big label there in the middle. I'm going to get a couple of dimensionals, and again I'm going to do one on each side of where the belly band is glued, because then whenever you set that down over the top, it's just giving that wee bit more security of holding that together. Okay. Set that down, and I do, whenever I'm layering it with this label, I do the curved edges to the side, because then that sits in on top and it's lovely. So just kind of make sure everything's straight before you set it down. And that's it. So I'm just going to leave that sitting a wee second, and I'm going to do a little label. So I need to pick my sentiment. So you could do just for you. It's quite a small label, so you just need to kind of, you could do thinking of you would be nice. I don't know if thinking of you is going to fit on it, but we'll have a look. No, it's very small. I'll do just for you. And I know half the time is, whenever you're working with Stampin' Up things, half the time is deciding what you're going to use, because everything's so pretty. And there's just so many choices because they coordinate everything for us. So I'm just going to lay out my sentiment here. As you can see, I'm using my grid paper to make sure everything's straight. So I'm just setting it down like that. And then I'll set my block down on top and just have another look at it. Okay. So I'm just using Night of Navy as well, just to bring in those dark colours again. Let me rubber stamp that in the center there. I'm just flipping it over using my emergency side. There you go, it's cleaner now. So, a couple of dimensionals. Nothing ever goes to waste with a crafter. And you can always cover things with rhinestones and bejewels and all sorts, or ribbons or something. Or flip it over and just try again. It's only paper after all, so there's no point getting stressed out about it. So, I'm going to do a little flower there. I'm going to maybe raise it up on a dimensional, so I can stick a mini dimensional there in that corner. And maybe put a couple of glue dots down there just to give it a bit of support. Like that. Okay. And then that one there maybe. I love glue dots because they're really thin, but they give you a little bit of dimension. You know, they're not as bulky as a foam pad, so you still get that wee bit of lift with them. But they're incredibly sticky, so they're brilliant and easy to use. Brilliant for ribbon placement as well. So this is me just doing a bit of flower arranging. Just taking that whiteness and that. Okay, so that is our belly band there. Maybe a little rhinestone or two inside flowers. So you have the little milky dots that come with the suite, but to me they're not shiny enough. So I'm actually just going to use the basic rhinestones. Put one inside there, one inside there, and I like my rhinestones in threes. I'll do one there. Okay, so the inside's very boring, so we're going to decorate it as well. So I've got an extra tag that is just sitting here asking to be used. So we're going to use that. We'll see, go back to our sentiments. Just for you. And we will maybe do best wishes on the inside. Makes it very generic. Be used for anything. Be used for thinking about you. Sympathy card, because it just depends what you then choose to go in and write. So again, just put your tag into your grid paper. Kind of, you know, use your squares on the other side to make sure you're straight. So I am going to stick this down with glue dots because I want to be able to lift it up, because it's going to be very white. It's white on white. So I'm going to actually layer it up on flowers. So open that up. Make sure my card's straight. I'm just looking at that. I think my ink pad would need re-inked. So a little bit of glue on these, and because you have used your glue dots to stick your tag down, you've now got a little bit of a lift in there. Throwing everything about the place. And you can have as much or as little as you want on here. I'm just sliding them in under, and it just takes that whiteness away from the, I don't know if I want taking that whiteness away, you know, with the tag going onto a white card. So just using all these wee flowers up because these are ones that I've punched out for previous projects, kits. As I say, nothing ever goes to waste. Just see any other yellow flowers. I'll do 3 up top as well. And how does that? Again, you could go in with rhinestones, but I just think having them on the front's enough. So whenever you open that, you've got that nice little flourish on the inside. If you think you need a bit of green, just add some green in. Extra leaves here, I'm just going to use them up. Maybe one down here in the bottom. Lift that wee flower just to tuck that in. Set it back down again. So you've taken that real pale and stark whiteness away just by adding those in the inside. So put it all together. Now the belly band should just slide in up and down because we've made it to fit exactly rather than trying to guesstimate the 8ths and 16ths of inches. So that is it complete. Very quick and very simple. Looks a lot harder than it is, and these are obviously UK sizes. But yeah, hope you enjoy it, and you're maybe going to have a go make one yourself. This is actually from Suestampfield. She's an amazing American demonstrator, and she has made loads of these in loads of different beautiful DSPs. But I was actually made it for one of my all-day events, and it was very well received. So I'll put a wee list of everything that you'll need to make this card, all the products that I've used, and there's also a link to my online store. If you need any supplies, just feel free to click that link and order what you need. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.